it is a quiet reality for millions of people. The term sandwich generation might sound like a simple label, but it describes a complex and demanding life. These are the adults of today, in 2025, who find themselves caught in the middle. They are simultaneously raising their own children and caring for their aging parents. Imagine making breakfast for a teenager, then rushing to a parent's house for a doctor's appointment, all before a work meeting. This is a daily routine for many. They are the human bridge between two generations, providing love, support, and care in both directions. It's a role filled with immense responsibility and very little downtime. The face of this generation is often a woman in her 30s, 40s, or 50s. Studies show that women still shoulder a majority of caregiving duties, often while managing their own careers. In fact, 2/3 of these caregivers are women. They are planners, organizers, nurses, and chauffeurs, all rolled into one. They are at a point in life where their careers should be accelerating. Instead, they are juggling school pickups with pharmacy runs for their parents. This isn't a small group either. As of this year, nearly 1 in 4 Americans finds themselves in this exact situation, a number that continues to climb with each passing day. Consider the story of Sarah, a 42-year-old graphic designer. She has 2 children in middle school and a father who was recently diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's. Her days are a blur of client deadlines, soccer practices, and helping her father manage his medications and appointments. Her mother passed away a few years ago, leaving Sarah as the primary caregiver. She feels a deep sense of love and duty, but also a constant, nagging exhaustion. Her life is a testament to the emotional and logistical acrobatics required of those in the sandwich generation. Her personal time has vanished, replaced by an endless to-do list for others. This group is not defined by one single story, but by a shared experience of being pulled in multiple directions at once. They are navigating the joys of watching their children grow, while also facing the difficult realities of their parents' aging. It is a journey of profound love, but also one that can lead to significant personal sacrifice. They are trying to build a future for their kids, while honoring the past and present needs of their parents. The pressure comes from all sides, creating a unique and often invisible struggle that defines their daily lives and shapes their futures in profound ways. So why are so many people finding themselves in this generational squeeze? A few major shifts in our society have created the perfect storm. First and foremost, people are living longer than ever before. This is wonderful news, of course, but it also means that parents require care for a much longer period. A child born today can expect to have their parents in their lives well into their own middle age. This extended lifespan means the need for elder care, whether financial, physical, or emotional, now overlaps more frequently with the years spent raising one's own children, creating a prolonged period of dual responsibility. Another key factor is that many adults are choosing to have children later in life. A generation ago, people might have had children in their early 20s. This meant their kids were often grown and independent by the time their own parents began needing significant help. Today, it is common for people to start families in their 30s or even 40s. As a result, they are dealing with the demands of young children or teenagers at the exact same time their parents, now in their 70s or 80s, start to face age-related health challenges. The timeline for these 2 major life stages has compressed and now overlaps significantly. Economic and social changes also play a huge role in this growing trend. In the past, larger families were more common. This meant that the responsibility of caring for aging parents could be shared among several siblings. Today, families are smaller, often with only 1 or 2 children. This places the entire burden of care on fewer shoulders. Furthermore, most households now rely on 2 incomes to get by. This means the primary caregiver, usually a woman, is also trying to hold down a full-time job, adding another layer of pressure and making it harder to step away from work to provide care. Finally, our healthcare and social support systems haven't kept pace with these demographic shifts. In the United States, there is a distinct lack of comprehensive social safety nets for elder care. Paid family leave is not universally available, and the costs of professional in-home care or assisted living facilities are incredibly high. This forces families to take on the caregiving role themselves, not always by choice, but out of necessity. The combination of longer lives, later parenthood, smaller families, and insufficient support has created a situation where the sandwich generation is not an anomaly, but a new, challenging norm for millions. Life inside the sandwich is a constant juggling act, and the strain it creates is immense. The most immediate challenge is the relentless pressure on time and energy. There are simply not enough hours in the day to be a perfect parent, a devoted child, a productive employee, and a well-rested individual. Sleep is often the first thing to be sacrificed, leading to chronic physical exhaustion. This lack of personal time means hobbies, friendships, and self-care routines disappear. The caregiver's own health can start to decline, as they are too busy managing others' wellness to focus on their own, increasing their risk of burnout and illness. The financial squeeze is another heavy burden. Members of the sandwich generation are caught in a financial vice, pressed from both sides. They are trying to save for their children's college education, while also contributing to their parents' living expenses or medical bills. At the same time, they are supposed to be saving for their own retirement. These competing financial goals often mean their own long-term security is put on the back burner. A 2024 study found that many women feel their primary financial role is to support their family, which can directly challenge their ability to build personal wealth and secure their own future. This constant pressure takes a significant mental and emotional toll. Caregivers often experience high levels of stress, anxiety, and guilt. They feel guilty when they are at work and not with their parent, and guilty when they are with their parent and missing a child's school event. There is a feeling of never being able to do enough for anyone. Making difficult decisions, such as moving a parent into a care facility, can bring on feelings of grief and loneliness. This emotional weight is carried every day, often in silence, as there is little time or energy left to process these complex feelings or seek support. The demands of caregiving can also have a serious impact on a person's career. Many in the sandwich generation, particularly women, are forced to make professional sacrifices. They might have to reduce their work hours, turn down promotions, or even leave their jobs entirely to meet caregiving demands. This often happens during their peak earning years, which has long-lasting consequences for their financial stability and career progression. The difficult choice between caring for a loved one and advancing a career is a painful reality that highlights the profound personal and economic sacrifices made by this dedicated but overstretched generation. While the challenges are significant, there are practical steps you can take to manage the pressure and find a better balance. The most important strategy is to have open and honest conversations early on. Talk to your parents about their finances, their healthcare wishes, and what kind of care they envision for themselves before a crisis hits. Involve your siblings in these discussions to create a shared plan and divide responsibilities. Knowing your parents' preferences and having a team approach can prevent misunderstandings and reduce stress when difficult decisions need to be made. This proactive communication is the foundation for navigating the road ahead. Seeking professional guidance is another critical step. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. A financial advisor can help you create a realistic budget that balances saving for retirement, college funds, and elder care costs. They can provide a roadmap for managing these competing priorities. Similarly, a geriatric care manager can be an invaluable resource for navigating the complex world of elder care services. They can help you find the right support, from in-home assistance to residential care options, saving you time and reducing the emotional burden of making these choices alone. It is also wise to consult an attorney to get legal documents like power of attorney and healthcare directives in order. Building a strong support system is essential for your well-being. Do not be afraid to ask for help from friends, extended family, or neighbors. People often want to help, but don't know how, so be specific. Ask a friend to pick up your kids from school one day, or a neighbor to drop off a meal. Look for community resources like adult day programs, which give your parent a safe place to go, and you a much-needed break. Support groups, either in person or online, can connect you with others who understand exactly what you are going through, reminding you that you are not alone in this journey. Finally, and most importantly, you must prioritize your own self-care. It is not selfish, it is essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Make a conscious effort to schedule time for yourself, even if it's just for 15 minutes a day. Take a short walk, listen to a podcast, or practice deep breathing. Set firm boundaries at work and at home to protect your time and energy. Learn to say no. By taking care of your own physical and mental health, you will be a better and more resilient caregiver for your children and your parents, equipped to handle the long and demanding journey ahead.